Hi, beautiful soul. I'm Sarah Kryger. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive healer. I live here in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. It is cold and snowy today. Perfect day to make my first video. I'm joined with Alice, Duke, and if you hear a dove in the background, that would be my rescue Asian dove. I've had Pidgey Widgie for probably over 6 years now, and she's been quite a joy. I just look at her as one of my spirit animals, one of my furry soul companions here, all part of my soul family. So anyway, I've been thinking about making a video for some time now. Spirit has been nudging me, and I have been putting it off because, you know, I just want to be perfect, and I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and the number one thing I learned is that don't worry about it so much. Just be yourself, and start out by telling a little bit about yourself. And why am I making this video? Well, I want to talk about when I began my spiritual awakening, really, because spiritual awakenings are life-changing. And I think that what I have been through will resonate with some of you, one of you, all of you. But my spiritual awakening was triggered when my black Labrador Sonny, who was 14 at the time, passed away. And for those of you who have, you know, dogs, cats, any pet, you have this special bond with them. And Sonny was definitely a special bond. He was different than any other I've ever had in my life. A very strong soul connection, and you know, he was meant to trigger my spiritual awakening. It was all meant to be. So I was really struggling with overwhelming grief and sadness, and some days I would find myself just lying on his dog bed, just sobbing uncontrollably. And it was getting to where I was having a hard time functioning, getting my work done, affecting my job. And so I needed help. It takes courage to seek help. I just want to say that, you know, seek help. So I did. I had a friend that was just recently completed a course in hypnosis, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to reach out to her. And I just felt the need that I just felt like this was going to help me. And it absolutely did. At first I was very, well, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I thought, oh, am I going to be one of those people that's going to go under and do silly things? You know, you always see those shows where people get hypnotized on stage and then they're doing all these really ridiculous, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Completely gone. But anyway, you know, the hypnotist has them do some crazy stuff. And I was like, well, I'm sure Tracy won't do that to me. But a part of me was like, oh boy, I hope I behave myself when I go under. But it wasn't like that at all. It was more of like a calm, meditative state. Like you're fully aware, but yet your subconscious can kind of relax, while your consciousness kind of is listening to everything and is very aware what's going on. So I kind of went into this relaxed state. At first I was like, I don't know if I'm really feeling anything. But then suddenly I started to relax more, and I got very heavy, and then I felt very, very grounded and felt like I was not alone. I was really there to seek healing, answers, I guess. And the very first session I had Archangel Gabriel visit me. Now, people do ask me, like, how did you know that was even Archangel Gabriel? I mean, honestly. Well, I knew. For one thing, he told me his name. He said, Sarah, I'm Archangel Gabriel. And I had an inner knowing, like my soul, I knew who this was. Like I had no doubt in my mind that this was Archangel Gabriel. I knew it. I felt it. And we spoke for a little while, and I can't remember the whole conversation. I probably wasn't meant to because he was talking to my higher self. But I do remember him telling me that my life was about to change. And boy, did it. So this was just the beginning, you know. And when I look back over the course of over 5 years now, it's incredible how much my life has changed. Because I just began to awaken. I began to seek things all spiritual. When I told my husband that I was experiencing different things and that I was starting to hear people talking to me like I could hear voices like loved ones that wanted me to give messages, and I was trying to understand that. He was the one that directed me to Edgar Cayce, who they call the sleeping prophet. I mean, Edgar Cayce, he was incredible transmedium. He was just truly amazing. I could probably spend a whole hour talking about him, but if you want to learn more about Edgar Cayce, please do. But when I started, he was like, you need to watch or read about Edgar Cayce because I believe that you're a seer. And I'm like, what is a seer? So I had to look up all of that. Anyway, Edgar Cayce opened up all these doors where I just became a sponge for knowledge. I wanted to learn all about everything. I watched videos, I read books. If I come across a book I thought, I felt like I needed to read it, then I felt like that was something that my higher self was saying, hey, you need to learn that. So yeah, everything from numerology to auras to chakras to, oh boy, psychic mediumship. I took several courses on that, or classes, I should say. Past lives, Reiki. I took and studied Reiki, which I still use now. So I just read, watched, learned, absorbed as much as I could to understand what was happening to me. Because it is scary. I'm not going to lie, there were times when I was terrified. Especially times when I crossed paths with darker energy that I had to learn some things there. For one thing, it taught me that I am protected. Nothing can hurt me. That I could clear and remove that energy. I just had to trust myself and trust spirit that I had this. So that's a whole nother video. But I learned what my strongest gifts were. One of them is past lives. I had no idea about past lives, but I learned I have the ability to see a past life in someone. I don't even have to talk to them. I can just walk by them and see them in a past life. It's hard to explain, but one day I'll do a video on that also. But incredible gift for past lives. In fact, I even teach on that now. I've done a couple of speaking events where I've actually spoke on past lives. But now I combine all my gifts into one session. It's a soul light session, and I use all of my gifts in one session while moving and clearing energy and aligning, but also bringing forth messages, seeing past lives, spirit animals. Yeah, I do everything in one session. But it's taken me, you know, a bit to get there, but actually at an accelerated rate, because it really has only been just over 5 years since I began this journey. So Spirit was like, yep, we're gonna speed this up, and you know, you've got some things that we want you to do, some work, and so we need to speed this up. And that's exactly what Spirit did, sped it up for me. So I absorbed everything that I possibly could, and practiced. You know, I had people come over and I would just do sessions. I wouldn't charge because I just wanted to experiment, kind of feel my way, kind of understand my gifts even more, mostly to trust what was coming through. Trust is a huge thing. I still ask for confirmation now. If something I hear and I'm like, I will always ask Spirit 3 times, like, okay, did I really hear that? Am I really feeling that? Did I really see that? I will ask Spirit 3 times. But anyway, you know, I learned about guides, my guides, angels that I work with, my guardian angel, because we all have one. We all have a main guide. We all have several guides that come in and out of our life. So yes, life-changing. Spiritual awakenings are life-changing, and they are hard. This has not been a walk in the park for me. There have been times when I thought I was losing my mind. There have been times when I have, well, I don't know, cried and cried, asking Spirit for help, trying to just navigate my path. A lot of healing. Spiritual awakenings will trigger things in you that need to be healed. Spirit's like, okay, here's something, and suddenly it'll arise, or somebody will trigger it, or a memory will trigger it, and then it just comes to the surface, and it's in your face, and you can try your best to hide from it and try to push it away, but if Spirit wants you to deal with it, you're going to deal with it. So a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work, inner child, healing, a lot of healing. And I am so grateful for the healing, forgiveness for myself, for others, incredible things that I had forgotten about, but yet was still stored in my body. So this has been an incredible journey, and I'm extremely grateful for it. I recently just lost my mother, and so now I'm in the midst of grief and all the emotions that come with grief, because not only did I lose a mother, I lost part of myself, but yet I gained so much more with my mother on the other side as a soul. I gained so much more. I miss her, but yet she will visit me in dreams and songs and leaves me gifts all the time. So I gained so much more, even though I don't have my mother here. So this is where I'm at. This is my first video. This is me being who I am. This is me just explaining a little bit about my story. I have a list of videos I would like to make on gifts and different, you know, I don't know, there's just like different, I'm trying to find the right word. Use your words, Sarah. Spiritual awakening has different, I want to say different parts. Well, yeah, I guess it does. It does have different, there's so many parts to a spiritual awakening, I guess. And I know that you'd probably know the word that I'm trying to use, but I can't think of it. But ringing in the ears is one that I struggled with the most, I think. And I struggled trying to understand it, even though spirit was trying to tell me all along what it was for me to have ringing in the ears, but I wasn't hearing. And I watched many videos on it, and then one day a light bulb came on, and now I totally understand the ringing in the ears. So that's a whole nother video I'd like to make as well. For those that have that and wondering what that's all about, yep, I can tell you that probably was one of the hardest parts of my journey and becoming who I am now, is accepting things that come with spiritual awakening, I guess. Anyway, I've talked enough. Probably mumbled a little bit too, and that's okay. I'm a little dyslexic and ADHD, so sometimes I feel like I'm always in a hurry, and then sometimes I can totally take a sentence and change it. Totally not what I meant to say, but it just come out through my dyslexia. So I find humor in that, because sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what I just said, but I hope it made sense to someone. Anyway, me and Alice and Duke and Pidgey Widgie, we're grateful and thankful for you. We're grateful that we're here today. I'm thankful for this whole video, this whole experience of just being me. And if this resonates with you, and if it doesn't, it's okay. Not everything resonates with me. Take away what resonates with you. Use it. I will be posting some more. I just got to get this one up and posted first. I will leave information about my website below if you want to learn more about me and my offerings. No pressure though. I also actually wrote a book this past year. Never thought I would write a book, but I wrote a book, and it will be coming out here in the next month or so. I can leave a little bit about that there too. What else do I need to say? I think that's it. I'm just going to send you love and light, and remind you that you are a beautiful soul, that you are loved and supported, that you have this incredible spiritual team, that you're so much more than your human self. Who we are, who we truly are as a soul, it's incredible. What I've learned in this past 5 years is, yeah, pretty amazing. So, wishing you a wonderful rest of the day, and thank you for joining me. Alice just sneezed. I thought maybe she'd say something, but no, just a sneeze. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you. Sending you love and light.